Alright guys, so I'm Nick, Dylan's behind the camera
Yo,
today.
yo.
We're two guys, one car, and we do unbiased, unfiltered car reviews. If you've seen some of our previous videos, we've done Toyota 86, Dodge Charger Daytona. We've done a couple cool cars, but today we're doing this bad boy, the coolest of them all. 2011 Kia Soul. This is the Exclaim model. The model on paper is just an exclamation point. So basically, it's just I believe it's like one tier package above the normal Kia Soul. It has 18-inch alloy wheels wrapped in 225/45 tires. I don't know why, because it makes it pretty hard in the snow, especially with the short wheelbase that it has. We're just going to go over today some of the basics on this car and why it sells so much, because you do see these a lot, and there is a reason for it. It's really not that bad of an economy car for what it is. It has some nice features, has some great cargo space, surprisingly, because it's just one of those box on wheels type cars like a Scion XB or a Honda Element. There's really nothing to the styling of it. We're probably not even going to do a full walk around of the exterior. We're just going to move on to the interior, get into the driving, get into the features, and show you guys this bad boy of a car. Alright guys, so we got Dylan now hopping in. We're going to do interior walkthrough real quick before we get into the driving.
Can't really walk through the interior.
No, we're going to walk through it. We're going to step on the seat.
It's not that roomy.
No, we're going to walk inside the car. Yeah, a walk through. Alright, so the layout of it I actually really enjoy. Its quirkiness, like the two-tone interior and the paneling. I find it pretty cool. I like this cream tan color.
Yeah, I think it's appealing, yeah.
It's pretty cool. Basically, just a pretty nicely laid out interior. I mean, it reminds me a lot of the Mazda 3 that we reviewed.
Yeah.
Actually, with the button layout. It's not that complicated, though. It's really
No, I mean, it definitely has a good amount of buttons on it, but it's still simple enough.
Yeah, steering controls are pretty nice on it, even though the wheel's turned right now. But it's pretty simple, and it does have Bluetooth, voice-activated Bluetooth, so that's pretty nice feature for this thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, oh yeah, this thing right here, like he just opened, perfect for exactly what's in there, registration or sunglasses, I guess. But the way it closes, go ahead, try and close it. See how weird it is. Nope. You're gonna break it. Yep, there you go. You gotta push it back the way that you opened it. It's a very weird layout, but Kia. Too bad it's a Kia. All right, so let's move on to the back. Hey, buddy, why don't you hop in the back here? Yeah. You got a baseball bat back here on the floor because the owner of this car loves playing baseball, softball on the weekends. So yeah, legroom. My seat is back pretty damn far because I was just driving it. You have decent legroom.
Definitely.
Right? Yeah, very nice. Yeah, it's very nice legroom.
That?
No, I didn't.
Did you get this fancy design going on up here?
Look at how eclectic Kia is, man. They really get into the design of their cars. We're going to go on to the trunk space now. So yeah, this car, very surprising part about it is the praise it gets for the cargo space.
You can see the seats are super easy to drop.
Very easy. Just
little lever here, pull it up, push them forward.
And look at that. You have...
Got extra storage down under here.
Yeah. Why don't you hop in there?
What's happening?
Yeah, why don't you hop in there and just give an idea.
If you want, this is where the magic happens when you own a Kia Soul. You know, you get...
Yeah.
You get the girls.
Yeah, this is like the modern day version of vanning. You don't need a van anymore. You just buy a Kia Soul.
When you have a Kia Soul, you get all the ladies.
Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty nice. Put those up, and then we're gonna get into the driving of it now. The best part about it. All right. Getting into the driving of her. Oh man, it doesn't have a limited slip diff, I believe, right?
No, probably not.
We just had a skid. You know, those 18-inch low-profile tires, you definitely notice when you're driving this car. It definitely takes away from what comfort could be.
Yeah.
This car is very stiff, right?
Yeah, very stiff.
Very stiff. So yeah, but
I mean, that's what you expect from a cheap economy car, though.
You're calling this car cheap?
Yeah.
This is a Kia. Too bad it's a Kia. Yeah, obviously bashing a lot on Kia. just because they're Kias, and I mean, they have come a long way. Don't get me wrong.
They definitely have.
Yeah, they're making some phenomenal stuff now. Like the Optima is really what revamped that brand back in 2010, I believe.
Yeah.
And then now they have stuff like the Stinger, which is a totally cool car. Very peppy, but
I heard the motors blow up a lot though.
Too bad it's a Kia.
But
there you go. So yeah, getting into the actual driving of it, it's a 142 horsepower car. It's nothing crazy there. It does have the shiftable option, the Tiptronic tranny. It's a 5-speed automatic. Gas mileage isn't that phenomenal as you would think for this kind of a car. Oh no, I'm sorry, 4-speed automatic, as I'm in fourth and cannot shift up.
Well, it's probably got an overdrive.
Yeah, it does. So yeah, the gas mileage, like I was saying, is not that great on this car at all. It gets 24 city, 30 highway, but the owner of this car does complain that it gets awful gas mileage, and he doesn't believe that it gets even close to that. Gas tank's 13 gallons, so it's not really the biggest.
Yeah.
You could fill this car with about 25 bucks when gas is $3 a gallon. So, as we're just sitting in traffic, really going over this interior and really appreciating the fine craftsmanship that's beyond Kia. I really think it's a user-friendly car. I think that's one of the things people say about it the most. You have the cargo space, you have Bluetooth, you have everything you need for a car. I mean, these cars are not expensive at all. You can get one very cheap with low miles, so that's a big turn on.
Well, yeah, too, and like you said, they've definitely come a long way. I mean, even the interior layout, it's nothing fancy. I mean, you still have it. Well, then again, this is an 11.
Yeah, but the new one actually gets high praise as well.
Yeah, I mean, they've definitely come a long way. My experience with Kia prior to this is like a buddy of mine who always buys the cheapest of cheap cars had like an old Kia, older model, something, I don't know, late 90s, 2000. And yeah, I mean, it's just so cheap feeling on the inside. And I mean, this is still a Kia, but it doesn't really feel that cheap on the interior. You know what I mean?
No, it's not terrible.
Other thing though with these cars is, like, you got to remember when you're buying these, like a lot of new cars today, they're what I would call a throwaway car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is not a 180,000 mile car. It's just not. Things are gonna. I can guarantee you things are gonna dramatically go wrong after about 120,000 miles.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
More than the usual stuff.
Yeah. It's not like my Civic.
No, but that's not just Kia. That's a lot of car brands today.
Oh yeah, everything is built to break today. I mean, there are things that have gone already on this car as it's nearing 90,000 miles that shouldn't have gone. Some very weird things like the windshield washer motor stopped working,
yeah, that's right.
So it doesn't spray. There's just weird things like that, but that's to be expected with cheaper Korean brand cars.
Lay down the power.
Oh yeah, bro, we're ripping now. Yeah.
The suspension is dangerous.
The suspension is way too weird on this car. It's like super stiff, dude.
Stiff and a little bouncy.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling for sure. There's a weird feeling. I'm actually gonna let Dilly drive this thing because I'm about done with it. There's not much else I can really go over. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, we're gonna switch drivers and have him give you a more in-depth feeling of the driving.
Hey, DQ behind the wheel. Yeah, put your seatbelt on, all right?
Uh-oh.
We'll see if we can get this thing up on 2 wheels, do a little bicycle action.
Yeah, whatever you gotta do.
Dukes of Hazzard style. I have driven this car before, briefly. I mean, like we were talking about before, the suspension's definitely stiff. It's a little bouncy, but I mean, it's a Kia box. I don't think most people are gonna get in this car and think about flooring it and flying down back roads and whatnot. No. As far as what it was, just what it was meant for, it rides all right. It definitely is bouncy. I can't lie. Like, just coming down this hill right now, I'm like,
the suspension feels pretty bad.
I could feel the back end. I mean, it could be that it needs some new suspension. It shouldn't at 90,000 miles, but
it's a Kia.
It is a Kia. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's just one of those economy cars. It's easy to drive, very good view all around. The seat is okay. I wouldn't say it's comfortable. I wouldn't say it's uncomfortable. It's kind of somewhere in between.
Yeah, that's what I felt too.
Yeah, it's a little stiff.
Everything's stiff.
Yeah, everything's stiff. There's a lot of stiffness to this car.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing.
No. I think that this car, when it came out, it did exactly what it was supposed to do. You know, it was supposed to be an economy car with decent legroom, decent cargo space, and it delivered on that. It's decently reliable, like you know, like Dylan said, it's not a 200,000 mile car. I guess it could be if you want it to be, but you're gonna get nickel and dimed along the way.
Yeah.
You know, parts on these cars just break. They do. It's different from Japanese. The Korean manufactured cars like Hyundai and Kia, they are made cheaper. There's
but
no
they
doubt,
are.
There's
with
nothing
that,
around that.
With that said, this is an easy car to work on.
Very simple, yes.
And you know, I know a lot of people aren't like me and Nick that aren't, you know, diving into working on the car themselves. A car like this, I mean, you know, you could go to any mechanic really. You know, find somebody you know, somebody that's going to give you a good deal, not bang you over the head. And yeah, I mean, it's not going to be ridiculous to repair this car along the way.
Parts are cheap, and they're also cheap money-wise, meaning it's very inexpensive to repair and own these cars.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, that's exactly what they delivered on. And I mean, this is, I guess, getting towards the time where we give our recommendation at the end of every video, just a simple thumbs up or thumbs down, yes or no, if you would buy this car or not, or recommend it. And
oh, I made the wrong turn, totally.
That's fine. You could go down. You could lay down the power if you want, as we recommend it. Oh yeah, wind it around.
Yeah,
it's there. I don't know.
The back end is just so bouncy.
It is. It is very. With that said, though, I would say yes. I would recommend this car as something to buy as a pre-owned, you know, used car. I wouldn't go and buy one brand new. The minute you drive a car off the lot like this, you're losing like $5 grand on the spot, and in another 2 years, you're losing another $5 grand. It's just how these cars are. It's how most cars are today.
We're not even doing this because of how ridiculous the traffic is.
Yeah, you could go right.
I'm just gonna turn around and go back.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
What about you? Yes, no?
I'd give it a thumbs up. Like you said, though, definitely not brand new. No. I definitely would not buy this car brand new. If you're somebody that is into leasing cars,
yeah, it's a great car to lease.
Yeah, definitely a great car to lease. That's just not me. That's not Nick.
Yeah.
We drive our cars way too much.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see this being good for somebody that's into the whole leasing idea.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it would be literally next to nothing to lease a car like this.
Yeah.
You would basically have zero car note.
Exactly. Yeah. So. That. Again, not into leasing, but yeah, no, I'd definitely give it a thumbs up as far as like a you know,
2 thumbs
quality pre-owned Kia.
Yep. So yeah, once again, we're 2 guys, 1 car. Really appreciate it if you like the video. If you could like it, subscribe if you are interested in our other content, or if you've been watching and haven't subscribed yet. Thank you guys. We'll keep it real.